we're looking at Scotland and England and comparing. The comparison that I notice is resources, and when we were here today, they showed us their resources and demonstrated their students at work. Scotland, they kind of talked about their pride, but we weren't able to see their students at work.
Even though we're supposed to compare and contrast Scotland and England, I have a hard time doing that because I always want to take it back to what are we doing in our schools. So as I look at that, I then always compare us in there. And one thing that's been really great for me on this trip is to have conversations with Matt, because he and I have differing views on things, so it's really good to challenge my thinking. It's very thought-provoking, and then allows me to refine what I think and what I believe. One thing I did notice that was in common with the schools is they both want to be great schools, and I think we have that in common too. We want to be great schools.
By looking at both Scotland and English schools that we've been to, I noticed that teachers are teachers no matter what. If you put a kid in a room, teacher with a book, they're going to learn. It's because they care about kids. That's the whole thing that we need to know, is that if they care about kids, kids will learn.
One of the things that I noticed between the two different school systems was diversity. That's just a difference, but my takeaway is that in the school in England, diversity didn't determine the success of the school, their work did. I really believe that demographics a lot of times does show the measure of success, but in this case, work and passion and dedication to the students made the measure of success.
To piggyback off of that, I loved how the teaching staff matched the diversity of the students. The teaching staff was extremely diverse, and I love that. I look at all of it, when you go to a conference, it's all white women, and not entirely white women, but it's a majority of white women, and I love to see the diversity in the teaching staff, and I also love to see that kids are kids. Kids are kids no matter where you are. I watched two boys have a full-on fight, like punching, like holding each other on the ground. It was kind of awesome. And also I really wanted to correct them, but I didn't.
And finally, my big takeaway was that Scotland and England are more similar than not. Yes, Michael Gove is taking their education system in England more the American direction, but both schools focused on community and building relationships with the students and using those relationships to ultimately help students have success. And I think that's where I've learned the most.
Awesome. And also, we're all dressed alike today.
Everybody in blue.